Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
From Black Hole and Kitty, or Kitty featuring Black Sheriff. On that, they say I shouldn't say Lomo Lomo, but it's Lomo Lumo or Lumalimi. Lomo Lomo, me out of here. Oh, I'm here only one thing. They are telling me it's another thing. Lomo Lomo. That's all. We live with what we hear. You know, there are songs we sang them according to what you were hearing, right? And we kept them at those phrases for the rest of our lives. So please allow me until the day I decide to change it to the real thing. Anyway, so that's the visuals on the screen. First time airplay here on the channel as well. And hope you've enjoyed that so far. Still bringing us to 6 minutes past 9 here on the big conversation. Now, today's big conversation is a special one. I'll tell you why in two minutes. Now, first off, Big Brother Season 9, Big Brother Naija Season 9 is also on DSTV and GoTV exclusively. That's channel 198 and 149 respectively. So don't miss out on the drama, the suspense, everything that makes it so interesting to watch and stay glued exclusively on DSTV. Don't miss out on Big Brother's fortunes and everything that's lined up for the people, the housemates, plus 100 million naira grand prize if you put up the best strategy to take you to the top. So don't miss out on it. Watch it. And also, President is reminding you to brush your teeth day and night, morning and evening, with either the President charcoal or the herbal toothpaste made from natural charcoal, fluoride, lemon, mint, zinc, and that's in reference to the charcoal. And the herbal toothpaste is made from green tea and herbal extracts formulated to repair and protect your gums, giving you an all-round cooling sensation. So brush your teeth morning and evening. Most importantly, after you've had a good meal at Live Resto Lounge. Today being Friday, expect a corporate hangout happening La Balleshi Road. You can't miss out on Live Resto Lounge's exciting hangout session every Friday, and plus comes with a lots of goodies. The meals are just something to whet your appetite. You'll love it. From the local dish to the foreign continental dish, you get it all at Live Resto Lounge. If you can't make it and you want to order food, just call 020-133-7766. Easy. 020-133-7766 to order now. Live Resto Lounge. Eat hot, eat very good. Last but not the least, let me tell you also about Lancaster University. It is the only British university campus in West Africa, and they are offering you scholarship for a degree program of up to 50%. At Lancaster, you'll be trained by the finest faculty of lecturers in their ultra-modern campus. More info, go onto their website. It's lancaster.edu.gh, or email them admissions@lancaster.edu.gh, or call 0209 607008. 607008. Now, later on, I'll tell you about the battle between Ghana and Nigeria, which is still ongoing in the world of food. But it's going to be happening on October 5th. More details to come on the show. Plus FM's donation drive on the 21st of September. All this and more to come. But today, I want to start this introduction first from the gentleman who will be seated on my left, because this is the first time in history that he's come to join us on TV. So we'll have to have an extension of this conversation. Willingly of this conversation here on Big Conversation. So please, let's welcome first One Don Steve, aka Mr. Ezekiel Tete.
Hey!
Yes, joining us on the show for the first time.
Today, the rain down falling.
I'm challenged small good to rain.
It
takes a mighty man for me to
come out.
Yes.
Okay. So we've done
Wow.
that. I'll be introducing this mighty man in a bit. But before that, the Ghana Impact Awards also happened. The highlights of it, we just want to show you that real quickly. When we come back, we want to enter the different realms that this world presents to us.
Yes.
Don't go away.
My name is Lionel Lawson, the National Coordinator for the Ghana
Celebrity Impact Awards. And what inspired us, actually, people have gotten the word celebrity wrong, where we are celebrating people with no impact to society. And we want to change the narrative, where if you're a celebrity, you should be able to impact something for society for us to be able to award you. And it's not just for celebrities. Any other person in businesses, in companies, CEOs, and all that are impacting people have the opportunity to also be part of this, where we can award them for being impactful to society and doing something to help society.
Voting can be done on 3 platforms. On the USSD using *920 *111 hash, and also on the Ghana Celebrity Impact Awards website, and also using the Vote Easy mobile apps on App Store and on Play Store.
My name is Eldridge. I'm the board chair of the Ghana Celebrity Impact Award. What informed this award is to project the positive side of our celebrities, what they are doing.
Need to go and tease my brother Rex. The last, frame there in that footage when the camera was put on him. Shy guy, they talk plenty. Anyway, so that's the press launch for the Ghana Impact Awards. Will be happening very soon. We'll bring you more highlights on that as and when we get it. But let's come back into the studio. So for Mr. Ezekiel Tete to come out of his shell, it means that there's a great man in the building, and somebody, of course, who he looks up to as well. Somebody might be saying, who is Tim? Tim is a legend, though. He's a legend, but we'll discuss him later on another show. But this morning, we are honored to have life coach, the man himself, Nana Ayebiafo. I got it right. Jnana, on Culture Daily. Sir, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome to the show. Anybody that we said to that you were coming was like, hey!
Thank you very much.
Wow, you have Nana.
To be here.
Please, it's an honor. It's an honor.
And I like your studio. It looks beautiful.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Show that high studio. Show that high studio. That's what we are.
Yes, serious.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Now, even this conversation has been very difficult to have, because now the question is even where to begin. But we'll narrow it down later on to talking about the importance of spiritual enlightenment in our creative arts.
Okay.
And just to give our viewers and yourself a bit more, insights into this. We hear of things. We know. Look, the gift of being able to do something, sing a song for millions of people to be influenced. The gift of being able to create something, within our visual art space or our creative art space, for millions of people to be attracted. We did recently Beyond the Return, where people came down, study the history of Ghana, traditions, culture. People come down, and they go to Kumasi. They want to see the museum. They want to see this creative arts, arts and crafts. The very place on High Street, what do you call that place? The arts place at High Street, or what did they call that place?
Art Center.
Art Center. Filled with so many beautiful art pieces that have different meanings, that are able to do. Is somebody sitting down there and creating something for people to come down from travel millions of miles away to come and be influenced and watch and want to learn about some of these things. Definitely, it's not just by human might for us to be doing these things. We want to understand beyond what we see, the existence, the importance, the power of these third realms, if I can call them, or eighth senses, that we don't have to water down and understand that these things influence, they exist, and these things influence what life is supposed to be. So this morning, that's where our conversation will be going to. But first off, even before to beginning, how important is it to believe or not to believe that there are realms beyond what we see in this world?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Like I said, I do really like your place.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. See, for you to be able to prepare a very wonderful soup, you need a lot of ingredients. So you get the pepper, the tomatoes, and all the other stuff that is needed for the soup. Without salt, the whole thing becomes useless. So for you to have a wonderful soup, you have varieties of things to make it great. So life is like that. We have the physicality, we have the metaphysicality, and then we have the spirituality. All life should be balanced with these aspects or the realms of life. So when it comes to arts and music, we need to understand that, yes, we possess this physical gross body, which is made up of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. This can be seen, it can be touched, it can be felt. But when we sleep, when we put this body into slumber, we still have experience that we term as dreams.
Yes.
So what happened within this realm? It's not physical. I mean, it's not gross, even though it's physical, but it's metaphysical. So for instance, you here in Accra and you dream of probably having some love conversation with somebody in Kumasi or whatever. You wake up in the morning and there are some symptoms that something really happened.
Yes.
So it means that actually that was happening. But you ask yourself, when did you drive to Kumasi or whatever? So the whole point is that we have 3 realms: the physical realm, the metaphysical realm, and then the spiritual realm. We need to understand these things. A civilized human being is somebody who really understands all these 3 realms. Without this understanding, things become very difficult. So it is not only art and music. Life itself must be seen from this angle: the physical side, the metaphysical side, and then the spiritual side. That will make you a complete civilized human being. If not, you make a lot of mistakes.
Are we allowed to doubt the existence? So for example, in traditions, we've seen, our forefathers and our fathers pour libations, call on, on certain names, certain powers. For us that are in this new generation, we find it very hard to connect with some of these activities that we see. So we only learn them for learning's sake. We only know them for knowing sake. But does it really have any sort of impact when you have to appease gods? We've seen that, for example, the Otumfo was supposed to cross out of the boundary of the Ashanti region, and there was a tradition, there was a ritual that was performed, such like that. We might see ridicule and all of that. Is it really true?
Yeah, it is. These are realities that we need to understand. These are real. They are true. Like I'm saying, you need to view life from these dimensions. Some people are so much involved with the physicality, so they don't take so much interest in the metaphysics and then the spirituality. Some people are too spiritual, and they don't focus much on the physical and then the subtle. I see that to be incomplete. We have this body, and for us to be able to maintain this body, we need to eat.
Yes.
So no matter how powerful you are, you need to put in some solid food into the system because you need to maintain this body.
Yeah.
So after eating, if you don't create any space for the metaphysics, where you can be in silence, where you have to meditate, you see that you might be a human being, but you'll be empty here. So after eating, to maintain the physical body, you must maintain your subtle self as well.
How do you do that?
I'm saying a lot of things need to do. For instance, we need to listen to some inspirational songs, some nice music. We have to listen to inspirational information about metaphysics. That helps you to build your metaphysical self. And then when it comes to spirituality, things that have to connect to the supreme being, that also helps you to build the spiritual aspect of you. So pouring libation, seeing gods and all that, these are real. I mean, I don't need to tell people my experience. But what I know is
love to hear some of these experiences.
They are not just myths. They are not just myths. They are realities. I mean, for instance, if you have a third eye and you can see ghosts and things, and you go to someone's funeral, people are crying, and you see the person sitting down there. If you can see this, and then somebody's telling you these are fallacies, these are myths, you feel this person is just ignorant.
And what are some of these stories? Some of them might sound scary or maybe not prepared for television for viewer.
Let me give an example.
Yes.
If you go to my village, where I'm the Nkoso Hene, there is this pool of water. The name is Kofi Abotin. And I remember very well when we were growing up, this is the water, this is the water we drink. So just recently I went there and there was a very wonderful story.
Wow.
There is this uncle of mine. The son was sick for 2 good months. He was having hiccups. 2 months. And according to him, they've gone to places, they've gone to the hospital, everything, and still. So this uncle of mine sent the boy to this pool of water, the Abotin water. So he went there with Schnapp and he said, Nana, this is your son, your grandson. He's been going through this all this while. We don't know. We are Christians, but we've done everything possible. He's still okay. So please. So according to this man, he fetched some water for the boy to drink. and then they collected some of the water to go and shower. He woke up the following morning, and that was the end of it.
Wow.
Up to now. I am staying with the boy now. He's in my house. He's staying with me.
Jnana, is it possible for people to believe in the spiritual without believing in the metaphysical?
No, it's not possible, because the spirituality actually springs from the metaphysicality. Okay. There can't be spirituality without metaphysics. Okay. So you see, metaphysics is the combination of gross and spiritual.
Okay.
For instance, what happened on the dream platform, it's not physical and it's not spiritual.
Yeah.
So it is part spiritual, part physical. So that's spirituality, the subtle aspect of life. So there's no way one can believe in spirituality without believing in metaphysics. What happened with the witches, even the angels, these are not spiritual, these are all metaphysical.
Right.
The dealings of the demigods, the apsaras, the gandharvas, the apsaras, I'm talking about the angels, the demigods, they are all metaphysics. They are not spiritual.
Okay.
Demigods, angels do not live with God in the spiritual world. They are living in the metaphysical world. This is something people don't know.
Okay, so they are not here with us as physical, yet they are not also in heaven. So they are in between.
No, heaven is metaphysical. Heaven is not spiritual.
Right.
It was created. Don't forget, the Bible says in the beginning, God created
the heavens
and the earth. So heaven is metaphysical. God does not live in the heavens. So the angels, the demigods, the apsaras, and all these gods, they live within that sphere.
Maybe you might want to break down for better understanding to metaphysical and what it really means. But before you do that, please, back to the story of the boy. In the same Bible, we say we are moved by faith. Is that what cured him in the self-belief?
No, it's not faith. It's not. See, people should just try to understand reality. You take poison, you will die. You don't need to believe it. Oh. Can you tell me I don't believe in poison, a poison will not kill you? You will die. You see, it's very unfortunate that we have so much fake things around, and it's really pushing people away from reality. Spirituality does not base on faith. It works.
Okay.
Spirituality does not base on faith.
No.
It works.
It is not the activity of the senses. It's spiritual. So it's not about you believing in it or not. But the fact of the matter is, there are so many things we consider to be spiritual. They are not spiritual. They are fake stuff. Okay. And there are many. Yes. So because of this understanding, for instance, somebody is sick and it's okay, spiritual sickness, the person goes to the church and they do prayers and nothing goes. This person will think, oh, there is no power. But if you meet somebody who is capable of doing that, then that will give that belief or faith. So spirituality is not based on faith.
So in this case of this boy, being cured by the water, is it that whatever was wrong with him was clearly not caused by, regular physical health factors, lack of, hiccups are caused from, maybe you don't drink water or something. I don't know. I'm not a science student.
But having it for 2 months is abnormal.
It's abnormal. So, I mean, there is a scientific bit to it where, whatever is causing the hiccup. But beyond that scientific cause, is it that in his situation there was something beyond, like maybe spiritual, a spirit holding on to that?
Okay, I get your question.
Yes, or...
So see, when I started, I said that we have 3 dimensions. And we should never forget this. Anytime we have any discussion, we should understand we have physical, metaphysical, and then spiritual.
Yes.
So we are humans. We possess a gross body.
Yes.
We possess a subtle body. And we possess spiritual body. So even if somebody attacks us spiritually, there must be some symptoms showing on the physical gross world.
Okay.
So whatever was the cause of his problem, I don't know. But the fact is that after 2 months, he's gone to all the hospital, tried all the medications, it was not going. And just after that ritual, the boy was okay. There are things science is still unable to explain up to now. A lot of things. And me being a mystical person, as a psychic, I understand there are things that goes beyond our own ability. There are many things that I cannot even understand. The same water body, where it's located is under the very high tension poles. So every year what they do is that they have to use the bulldozer to clear the whole route so that trees will not grow up to affect the ropes. So this time around, this caterpillar operator is a new person. He doesn't know there's a water. If you go there, the whole place is so bushy with trees. You might not even know there's a water there. So this guy tried to clear the whole thing. And according to the chiefs, when I went there just a few days back, the guy was about clearing the trees there, and then the caterpillar got stuck. For 3 days, they brought an engineer from Kumasi, and according to them, they did all that they could. So somebody told them that place, there's a water there. So they came to the village, the Dumasuya, and they talked to the chiefs. They said, yes, there's a special water. You can't just clear the trees. So they went there. According to them, they took snap, and then they went to slaughter some sheep. And just after that,
started.
I'm telling you, this is less than a week ago.
That's where my question comes in.
That's where my question comes in.
I really hope my mother is watching. I've texted her. So that's where my question comes in with believing in God and still believing in the natural bodies and the plants we have that heal us, and where it becomes, I don't know the word to use, but that to use traditional, that's not a better word I'm getting.
Sorry, can I have you in the microphone? Yeah.
Oh,
better.
sorry.
Yeah.
Clear my throat. I'm really overwhelmed right now. I'm so sorry. So believing in God and having faith and all of that, where do you draw the line between that and also believing that there's water bodies, there are plants, and all these traditional stuff or rituals that need to be done to help a person be free or break a curse or any of those things?
See, the whole point is, it's very unfortunate that we are not having the real understanding of life.
Okay.
Believing in God and believing in nature is one. God is nature, nature is God. You understand? For instance, in the Bible, it is said that God said, I created this tree that will produce fruits. Eat the fruit, and the leaves can be used to cure when you are not feeling well. So having this understanding is not different from believing in God. It is very unfortunate that people don't have enough information about God. That's why we end up creating some kind of contradiction between believing in tradition and believing in God. You know, as a mystic, I understand that we have 33 million principal demigods.
Wow.
Yes. When I say principal, it means that after them, there are still ones that are not considered. 33 million principal demigods.
More than Ghanaians.
Yes. You know, as a Christian, you believe that God created everything. But trust me, God did not create anything. He just, authorized his managers to do creation.
He said, let there be light.
Let us. So you asked the question, let us.
Said,
it means that God was not alone.
Create man in our
See,
own
what I'm trying to
image.
say here, I'm sure people will sit back and they will begin to digest what I'm saying. The Bible says, let us create. So it means that God was not alone. And the reality is that God himself does not get himself involved with creation. So God allow his subordinates to do all the things. For instance, it rains. We believe that God is the one who is in charge of rain. God does not take charge of rain. There is a personality who is in charge of rain. The name is Indra. Indra is the one that controls rain. God does not have any time to manage rain. The sun is rising in the morning, setting in the night. God does not take charge of that. There is a personality in charge of that. See, what do we call the earth here in Akan language?
Asasi.
Asasi, yeah, right.
Asasi.
In English language,
Earth.
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth.
Yeah,
So that should
yeah.
tell you that we know that the earth is a personality.
Right.
In Sanskrit, the earth is called Bhumi Mata, which means Mother Earth.
Does that also mean that the earth is female?
It's a female.
Right.
I mean, once it's reproducing all these things.
No, I'm asking because people believe that people say God is a woman, and then now we are saying that Mother Earth. We say that a lot, and then we say Asasiya as
Yes,
well. I'm
the
sure other
earth
people
is a
also-
personality and it's a female. So all the things that the earth is producing, even though it is God who is behind everything, God is the cause of all causes. But there is a personality in charge of the earth. So now coming to your question, if you understand that God Almighty is up there, and God have his own managers, like if you come to Ghana, we have the president at the Flaster House, then we have all the cabinet ministers. The president is not here, but he's here. Okay? So if the DC, the MC is there, it is a president. So God is working through all his ministers. So the water bodies you see around, that people think that they are evil. I tell people, you don't know, you don't have intelligence to understand that water is life.
Yes.
And God placing life on this earth knew that we will need to survive with water. So why will God create water and not allow somebody to manage it on his behalf, but Satan will send somebody to go and manage the water? And we, the pastors, we go to the rivers to go and baptize our people. After we've castigated the water that is evil, is Satan, when we want to baptize people, we take them to the same river bodies. Even in our homes, the waters we are drinking, water supply system is coming from all these rivers. I mean, our intelligence is not so complete.
So John, let me ask one.
I want to finish with her point. Okay. So the whole point is that believing in God and believing in tradition is not contradictory. Okay. People should understand that the God who created the rains, he's the one that created the earth, created the rivers and all the things that we see around. There are rules and regulations guiding all these things. And if you know them, you'll be pleased with God.
Sorry, follow-up question. Right. So how about another line between tradition and then Orthodox medicine? That's right. Where some people feel like the traditional medicine, water bodies, plants can heal them so they won't go to the hospital. But earlier you said if you drink poison, you die. So some people feel like if I drink poison, they say there's something called beta-cola that I'll take and I'll be okay. But some people immediately go to the hospital. So when do we take traditional medicine or the plant, and when do we go to the hospital?
See, the whole point is that science is spiritual as well. Okay. We have metaphysical science and we have gross science. So the gross science use the plants and the tree barks and the root to create something through scientific means. Yeah. Okay, so if somebody wants to go to the hospital, I don't think there's anything wrong. Somebody can also use the herbs in their natural state. The Orthodox science, they use chemicals from these trees, these seeds, to create something that's able to eradicate ailment from our system. Somebody decides to go there straight away to go and take it. So there's no problem. So if you believe that, for instance, I have some headache, so I need to get some leaves, combine them, wash them clean, and then chew, and I'll be okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Because the Orthodox science is also collecting these things, extracting the minerals from it, put it into the capsule.
Processing it.
Process it for you to take it. So you see, understand, it is nothing difficult. But unfortunately, the Orthodox one, because it goes through all this chemical preparation and all that, they have side effects. But if you go straight to nature, watch the things properly, it doesn't come with side effects. So for me, I don't remember the last time I take medicine, even though I do take. But I prefer living a lifestyle that will prevent ailment. And if unfortunately I attract some ailment because I eat food, and food that goes to the body is somehow also poisonous, even though it is good for the body, there are some side effects. Then there are leaves and things that I can take. But when I get to a point, I think, okay, I have to go and get some APC or paracetamol. I do that and take it. There's nothing wrong with it. But you should understand that it is same energy running through God, through nature, through science, everything. So these things, I don't think they are contradictory.
Connected.
So I don't know whether this is true, but they say whatever happens physically has to happen spiritually before. I don't know your take on that.
Yeah, there's a saying like that. Because see, before somebody gets sick, for instance, if you have a headache, and somebody is a clairvoyant sees you, the person will see the sickness before it even manifests to you. You know why? Because this is our physical body. There is some shade around our body called the aura. So the aura is a metaphysical aspect of your personality. So before you can begin to feel headache, your aura must first manifest that ailment. So a clairvoyant will see you. You are not sick today.
Yeah.
But I can see that, okay, you're going to have some eye problems. So people come to me and I look through their palms and I tell them you have A, B, C, D. And after some time, they begin to manifest. Hey, how did you see these things? Because the aura tells you that this is going to happen. It takes some time before even the physical body will manifest it. So yeah, it's true. whatever happens physically will first manifest on the metaphysical platform before it manifests physically. So it's a fact.
Using herbs and traditional medicine is something that I believe in strongly, right? Now, in using these things, sometimes you have to ingest, sometimes you have to bath with it.
Sure.
But also numbers come to play when it comes to these things.
Sure.
With the leaves, right? Because they'll say that you're either plucking 3 or 7 or 14 or 21. Again, still on the numbers. They'll say that you can bath with it for 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, right? What role does number play when it comes to all of these things? Why should we pay attention so much to the numbers? There are also certain plants and leaves that they say that, yes, God said we should use that to heal our bodies, right? But you still have to put coins under some of these plants before it gives you permission to pluck and use.
But see, you are actually expanding the discussion this morning, you know?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, see, the whole point is we need to understand that God is the supreme. He's the cause of all causes. Under God, there are so many departments. This is what people need to understand. And within this department, there are still more departments. And department until we get to this our planet Earth.
Right.
So there are rules, there are regulations. Whatever you want to do, you must be able to understand. I say this, that half knowledge is dangerous. Okay? Half knowledge is very dangerous. Especially
madness is better, because then when I know, I don't know.
See, people think that ignorance is dangerous, but half knowledge is more dangerous than ignorance. The reason being that somebody who is not a mystic, and the person has some little information from here and there, and he wants to sit down and do some mystical things, he will cause havoc to people. Okay, so when it comes to numbers, the whole world is controlled by numbers. Each individual, listening, everybody is identified by a number. Now the world is controlled by artificial intelligence, AI. Very soon we go to GAI, General Artificial Intelligence. And everything is controlled through these computers. Computer manages through binary numbers.
Zeros and ones.
So what I'm saying is that the whole world is actually controlled by numbers. That's why you have your number, I have my number, everybody have a number. Let me give you an example for you to understand the importance of numbers in our life. An individual who is very famous, Jesus Christ, that lived around 2000 and some years back. If you know the Bible very well, you know Christ was one number. For instance, the very first time, according to the Bible story, Christ went to the church to go and preach was when he was 12 years. And in numerology, you add up all the numbers till you get a decimal number, a decimal figure. So 1 plus 2 will give you 3. In numerology, we start from 0 to 9. Okay, so 1 plus 2 will give you 3. When Christ was baptized, according to the Bible, he was 30 years.
30 years.
3 plus 0 will give you 3. Christ had how many disciples? 12. 1 plus 2, that's 3. And even among the 12, he was very affectionately towards 3 of them. Okay? Christ said that I will destroy this building and you 3 days to build it. I will die and I will resurrect on the third day. The day Christ was killed or crucified, that day 3 people were crucified. He told Peter that before the crow was sound, you will
3 times.
You will deny me.
You deny me 3 times. When Christ was born, he was given 3 items.
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
So if you go through metaphysics, you understand why Christ was dealing with 3.
And then even said that he died at 33.
At 33, multiples of 3. So what I'm trying to say is that you should understand.
His ministry lasted for 3 years.
Yes, for only 3 years. Numbers have so much importance in our lives. We need to understand this.
Now, is there a reason why you think that this number 3?
It is not about thinking. It's about being the reality. Okay? Christ was number 3. Number 3 represent tribulations, difficulties, but triumphancy at the end.
Okay.
So throughout his life, he went through all these tribulations. But now everywhere in the world, you hear his name. That's number 3.
Does it have anything to do with the Trinity? Because also we have God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy
Yeah,
Spirit.
you see, the Trinity is just the 3 aspects of essence. Okay. That's the physicality, metaphysicality, and then spirituality. And then they're trying to find ways and means to explain for people to really understand. What I'm trying to say is that numbers is something we need to pay attention to. They are very, very important.
So that means everybody has to know their number.
Everybody must know.
And you have to know what it represents in your life.
Yes.
How will you know?
How will you know?
You see, let me just tell you one thing. In the Bible, there were no mention of Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. In the Bible, it said the first day of the week, second of the week.
Yes.
So this was actually brought about through the rule of Constantine. That's, a very great person in history. So those days, people were so spiritual. They were very close to nature at that time. So the cabinet of Constantine came out with the names because they knew that the first day of the week was controlled by the sun. So they named it the Sunday, the day of the sun. Then they also saw that the second day of the week is controlled by the moon. So the name is Moon's Day. That's called Monday, the day of the moon. The third day is Tuesday. Tuesday is Mars. Okay. Wednesday is Mercury. Thursday is Jupiter. Friday is Venus. And then Saturday is Saturn.
Oh.
These people, I'm saying, they were seers. So Sunday is ruled by the sun god. So if you really want to do anything on that very day, you need to understand the advantages and disadvantages of that personality. So when it comes to even the colors of the dress you have to wear on each day of the week, we have to be very careful because there's a personality who is in charge of that day. So the likes and the dislikes is something that need to be understand before we can even live our life.
So if you wear a wrong color, the day doesn't like you can.
It is like swimming against the current. No matter how expert a swimmer you are, if you find yourself swimming against the current, you will suffer.
Yeah.
But we have more than 7 colors.
Charlie.
Yeah. So that's why if you wear multicolored, you will see the predominant colors in that very dress, and that should be in consonant with the deity of that day.
Wow.
Trust me, life is a mystery. People really need to sit back and think. But unfortunately, with this our internet, people don't read so much.
It's been a cloud on our faces.
So whatever we see, people can get insulted and say things. But trust me, life itself is spiritual.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we're in an age where we've made light of a lot of things.
That's true.
Some people.
Yeah.
Some people. No, let's say the majority.
Yeah, the majority of
because
people
then
do
when
so.
you go out and you hear people speak, some people will surprise you about how much they don't care
About anything.
Whether spiritual, metaphysics. Like they don't care. They are living as they want to live. What do you think about this generation, where we're headed to as a people? And I don't know, is there some saving for us somewhere?
There are a lot of advantages for us.
Okay.
And a lot of disadvantages as well.
Okay.
We are not so close to nature now. And if you're not close to nature, you make a lot of mistakes in your life. Those days when we were kids, you go to the forest, and in my town, we don't go to the farms on Friday. You go feel the land, don't want people to disturb it on Fridays. And nobody will go to farm. But now no one cares. So what I'm saying is that we don't respect nature. That's the main reason why we are suffering down here. A lot of problems could be curtailed if we have little understanding of what we're doing. So yes, like the internet is here now as you're speaking, Facebook, about 400 people watching us now. So that's one of the advantages now. You don't need to go out there to carry a microphone and be shouting. People can watch us live as it's happening. So these are some of the advantages. But we are drifting away from the realities of life. So when I meet the youth, I tell them, take your time. You're rushing too much. Take your time. You need to sit back and then try to understand life. Because some of us, we're just living like animals. So like you're saying, I'm telling you, people are living like animals. The only thing is that we're able to communicate. Apart from that, we are like animals.
Sorry,
go ahead.
What are some of the things we can do? I mean, our industry is full of jealousy, envy, fights. the entertainment industry.
Okay, you are going to that place. I just wanted to hold on before we jump into our. So sorry.
Okay, all right.
Today they are not small 3 hours.
So we'll come to the entertainment. Okay, please. All right. 1 minute. Let's touch on karma.
Karma, okay.
On karma and what exactly it is. Is it real? Is it true? Is it controlled by any force, or is it just coincidence that things happen back to people and people then juxtapose it as karma? I told you what happened. You did this to me. It has happened to you.
Okay. So karma is a very famous word now, but we should understand it's not an English word. Karma. No, it's not karma. Karma. It's Karma.
Same as Sutra, Kama Sutra.
Sutra is different. Kama Sutra talks about sex and sex positions and all that. We are not
going
to you have
it was karma.
And
you know the difference.
I think everybody knows what Kama Sutra.
We have karma.
They say no, have only the words, please.
Karma is sense, enjoyment, lust.
Okay.
It's Kama. And then Karma is karma. That's a cause and effect. To every action, there is opposite and equal reaction.
Yes.
This is a law. It's a law that operates within the material universe. So it is not any spirit behind anything. You go to the farm and you put down the seed of a corn. After 2-3 months, you go there and harvest the corn. It's a law.
Yeah.
You plant some tomato seedling. Within 2 months, you expect a tomatoes. So this is the whole arrangement. It is God Almighty who created all these laws. So whatever you do, there must be a corresponding reaction. So karma is not some spirit sitting somewhere manipulating maybe elements of nature. No, it is a law. You put in this year, this thing comes out.
Nana, okay. So let me. So I mean, for us Christians, we believe that even if I do something wrong to you, I slap you or I kill somebody, I go to Jesus Christ for forgiveness, and then my sins are forgiven. So that means there's no more karma or sins to pay for.
No, people are just talking. They are talking like they are just kids, The word forgive, if you divide the word, is 2 words. Forgive. Something you must give ahead. No, see. Today you guys want me to talk too much. In the Akan language, forgive is for free me. When you read the Bible, say fire free. Said it free among former day yanka. So for free means you want to go and buy tomatoes. Some patch of minutes can for free me. Say the free one.
That means you pay later. So should we change the prayer? And we say, I don't know, because factually, but is it possible that you wrong somebody?
So, forgive. Something you must give ahead. See, your sins can be completely forgiven when you become a pure devotee. A pure devotee is somebody who commits sin and repents and never ever in his life repeat that action again. Then, by God's own arrangement, that can be forgiven entirely. But this is your mobile phone. I pick up this phone. You have all your stuff on this phone. You are in this studio crying, and I'm somewhere enjoying the leisures of this phone. Then I go to check and say, my dear Lord, please forgive me for stealing the phone. And I'm still holding this phone. There is no question of God forgiving me. If I'm really seeking for forgiveness, I must come and say, please, this is your phone. I'm very sorry for taking your phone, causing you pain. Is there anything I can do to atone for the pain I caused you? Then I go back to my dear Lord, forgive me for stealing this phone. Then that can be forgiven.
Then the forgiveness, you wouldn't ask for forgiveness.
You don't cast.
You cast.
No, see, it's very serious.
Very serious.
People think that it's so very easy. It is not. God is a very fair and just person. So you don't try to play any sex games with him and think that you can get no. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, say third vidi pradipatena, pariprasena sevaya opa dixente te gyanam.
Which language?
No, that's Sanskrit. It's Sanskrit. So if you want to learn the truth, approach somebody who knows. And then you don't just approach the person, but you inquire from the person submissively. You render service unto the person. When the person is pleased with you, he will give you information that you need to know. So the whole point is that you cannot just act based on ignorance and think that there won't be any repercussions. So coming back to karma, this is a very sophisticated arrangement by nature. Whatever you do, there will be a corresponding reaction. It might be tomorrow, 3 days from tomorrow, 1 year, even 1,000 years ahead. Some of us now, we're going through pains because these are seeds we sowed in our 7 lifetimes ago.
Hey.
Somebody goes to the farm to plant tomatoes. Within 2 months, and it's ready. But you plant cashew, it takes 7 years.
Yeah.
So some of the actions we perform now is get tomatoes. So within 2-3 months now, the reaction comes in. Either we enjoy or we suffer. Some of them, we are planting cashew. We are planting coffee, cocoa. That takes time. So some of the reaction might not even come now. You have to die and come back.
That means recondition.
I think it's even in the Bible.
So that means recondition is real.
It is not about you doubting it. It is the reality of life. Why we don't have the same face here? This is a lady, a beautiful lady. We have guys here. Why is it that she's a lady and you a man? Why do you have this face and I have this face?
Yeah.
Why?
So John, that means when you die, you come back on this earth.
If you go to school and you're unable to pass your exams, there is an opportunity for you to resit.
Hey. Charlie, it's plenty. Wait, so what I am thinking now is, you know, sometimes people say that, oh, some people will die, they'll come back as trees, or they'll come back as
we have
animals.
8,400,000 species of life. 8,400,000 species of life. And all these have a soul. The trees are apart. So the 8 million is considered to be the lower species, where there's no judgment. The body of the animals, if you go to the water body, we have 900,000 different kind of bodies there. We have 1.1 different trees. We have 4 million beasts. We have how many ants? We have how many birds? All together is 8 million. The human species is 400,000. So even here on Earth, you see we have the white body, we have the black body, we have the red Indians. Even you see those pigeons, like they are just mad people. This is another form of the human species. It's not sickness. So we have 400,000. The angels are apart, the archangels are apart, the demigods are apart, the apsaras, the gandharvas. We have 400,000. So the soul is going through all this evolution. So whatever you do today, if you abuse this gift of a human body, there's a possibility of you occupying the body of an animal in your next life. Because you abuse it. For instance, human beings, this body is given to you for inquiries, for high level of understanding. You still act like an animal. So there's no need nature giving this body again.
No, so for me, when the Bible says like you die, after death there's judgment. Either you go to heaven or you go to hell. You know, and it's forever, eternity.
That quotation, people should read it properly. It is appointed to man once to die, and after that judgment. It didn't say it is appointed to die once. This is literature. It is appointed to man once to die.
Once to die.
And after that judgment, not to die once. So death will come.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that's your end.
It doesn't mean that's the last end.
So the judgment is as to whether the next life what's
going to happen to you. Yes. Oh. And if heaven and hell is not eternal, I don't know whether you know this.
I had no idea.
You don't know? No. How can hell be eternal?
Please tell us.
What are we supposed to experience when we go to hell?
Gnashing of teeth, fire,
punishment, right?
Punishment. Yeah.
So punishment is meant for what?
To correct.
For correction. That's
correction. Yeah.
Punishment is meant for rectification. So if you are punishing somebody for eternity, what is the use of the punishment? I mean, if you have a child and they commit a mistake, what do? You punish them.
Yeah.
Why do you punish them?
So they don't.
You don't want them to repeat that.
Yeah.
So if your son commit a mistake, say go and stand out there for 1,000 years to come. What's the use of that punishment?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are various conversations that we are having. All this, I believe, will take us straight to what we are going to discuss in the next couple of minutes, 5-10 minutes. We're looking to an extension for those who listen to us, especially on radio. You can tune in back on TV because I know you'll be signing out on Plus 89.9 FM. But let's touch on these. We're also live on social media on Facebook, so you can also join the conversations on there. Let's go to these two things. We mentioned one earlier on, but let's add this to it. Deja vu and dreams. For deja vu, when you feel like you have seen this situation before, we want to also understand how that comes about, if there's an understanding to it. And then dreams, how certain things, certain stories come to us in our dreams. And then lastly, when we talk about dreams, please let's understand some of these men of God and women of God who are able to, tell people's only the negative things that are about to happen to people, and we see the stories trending in our especially in our entertainment space. We never hear you're about to get money in a Lamborghini. It's always you're coming to die, you're coming to die, coming to die.
Yeah.
What's the level of truth to these things?
I want to add to your question.
4 questions.
Also,
yes.
for dreams, what happens in your conscious and your subconscious mind, and how that affects your life? Is it important to try and take control of the subconscious to help them?
Okay, so this is it. We have 3 dimensions. We have the physical dimension, we have the metaphysical dimension, then we have the spiritual dimension. I want to go this way so that those who listen, can understand. So the physical dimension consists of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So this our body consists of these 5 elements. That's why as soon as you die, all these elements must leave here and join the totality of that element in the universe. So as soon as someone dies, the first thing that leaves the body is the air. So you die, you can't breathe anymore. Your air is done. When someone dies after, say, about 4 or 5 hours, what do you feel? We try to touch the person?
It's cold.
Very cold, because the fire element too must leave. I don't know whether you have noticed this. All the funeral clothing have only one scent. No matter the kind of perfume you use, the clothing you use for your funeral, they all have some stanch scent that is very, very almost impossible to eradicate. It is the scent of ether. There's so much ether in this our body. So when you take these clothing to the funeral grounds, to the cemetery, to where they believe somebody in state, it absorbs that scent. So the 3rd element that leaves the body is the ether. The 4th element that leaves the body when someone dies is the water. So when someone dies and the body is left out there unattended to, the body will swell up, and then it will burst and begin to dwindle. A lot of water will go out of it. The last element that leaves the body is the earth. According to science, when someone dies and the body is not attended to, 60 years, everything will turn back to dust. So this is the gross body. So I can see you can see me, I can feel you, because you all possess these 5 elements. But when we sleep, at times we have some experiences. The experience that happens is not gross. Because you are sitting here in Accra and you've been to the state before, you can dream tonight and you find yourself in the state. And a lot of things could happen within that space. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. A lot of things will happen. Like I gave an example before. If you find yourself having an affair with a woman in the dream, say in the US, you are in Ghana, the next morning there will be some symptom telling you that truly that act happened. So that is a subtle realm. And the subtle realm, we're thinking about 3 things here: the mind, intelligence, and false ego. So the subtle body you see yourself in the dream is not the gross body, but it is the body that makes up of mind, intelligence, and ego. But there is a connection between the gross body and the subtle body. We call it the cervical cord. So when one is sleeping and dreaming, and as soon as somebody touches you, that connection is there. So quickly, the soul enters into the body and you wake up, oh, I was dreaming. But at the point of death, that connection is severed. So what happened in the dream is exactly how death is. Just that when one dies, you see the body lying down, you are unable to enter into the body. Okay, so now the gross body is here, the subtle is here, there's a connection, that connects cervical cord. Then within the subtle body, you have your spiritual body there. And the spiritual body too is made up of 3 elements: eternity, bliss, and knowledge. This 3 things also forms a spiritual body. So we are 3 in 1. Like I'm wearing this, I'm having a singlet, and then I am in there as Jnana. So likewise, all of us here, we have the gross body, the subtle body, and then the spiritual body. So now dream means when this body is sleeping, the experience we have with our subtle self is what we term that as dreams. And the dream, we have 3 kinds of dreams. We have dreams that relate information from our past lives, dreams that relate information about our current life, and dreams that relate information about our future life. So dreams that have to talk about our past life will never happen. So there are some dreams you might think, okay, I've been dreaming of being a rich man for many years, but I'm still a poor person. Your soul is just telling you that in your previous life, you were some big man with a lot of money. So that kind of dream will never happen. But if it is something that's your future stuff, then those dreams, you should be expecting them manifesting. So that is on the dream side. So deja vu is completely different. At times you move out there, you meet somebody, it's like, I know this person. You will try everything possible within your own power and you wouldn't remember anything. These are some of the interactions we have from our previous lives. At times you hear some sound or some name and it's like, you know it. These are experiences from our past lives. So deja vu and dreams, it might seem the same, but it's completely different. So on the dream platform, some people are able to manipulate their own dreams.
Which I wish we'll have a quick exercise on. If you have any dreams you want to share, to see if we can have interpretations of it.
I do explain dreams.
Yeah.
I mean, as you tell me, I look at you, I listen to the dream, and I get the answer of the dream. And normally you can have the same dream, but the meaning will be different because you are different personalities altogether.
Wow.
You can't have one dream meaning the same thing for 2 people. Yeah, for instance, if she dreams of having a baby because a woman is able to get pregnant, and you dream of also carrying a baby, it might not be the same meaning because you are a man and she's a woman. So it depends on the personality who's having the dream.
And to these, lastly, to these, men of God, spiritual people who speak on
it's only because
matters.
Bad news travel far. Okay, so when you do something positive, it's not very easy for people to even hear. It's normal. So human beings have this conception that we are supposed to only enjoy life. So all the good things we experience in life, we don't even pay attention to. Many a times we experience wonderful things around us that we've not worked for. But it doesn't click your mind for it. I'm having all these things. When did I work for this?
To appreciate it.
You don't even appreciate it because it's a normal thing, because our perception is that we want to enjoy life, we have to enjoy life. We are not supposed to suffer. So when bad things happen, that's when you're able to identify them. This is wrong. So when you have good information about people, it doesn't sell. It's only the bad ones. When the pastors know how to play into the minds of people, they see good things about you. Okay, you become a great person. This that they won't tell you, but you want to go and get accident tomorrow, they will tell you because they know that will bring you to them. So I think bad news sells more than good, and that's why they.
And then the final one, the conscious and unconscious.
You see, it's a whole thing. When I'm done, I'll come and explain the consciousness and subconsciousness and all that. Is a very deep subject matter. So I'll come over after.
Yeah. So okay. So now I wanted to just get practical, and then hopefully we're going to switch into our entertainment space and wrap it up. So we'll come back and see if you will be the first to ask the question with you were going to ask about our space. So practical, experiences. If you all have to share one, I can just take the lead on one.
Please.
So for example, prior to some time back, I had a dream. I woke up and then because it's television, I'll keep names off. And so there was a very important person in my life, very, very important person in my life, who stood right in my bed. So I woke up. Well, in the dream, I woke up. Well, that's what was a dream. I woke up in the dream, and then the person was standing right in my bed. So this means the person's legs were in my bed. You understand? So because you can't stand in a bed. I mean, you stand on the bed, right? But this person was standing in the bed and was asking me to come. Was calling me like, let's go. It's like someone's waking you up, let's go out. But somehow, some way, I don't know what happened, but I woke up in the dream and knew that was impossible for the person, because I looked at the person's feet and I couldn't see the feet because it was in the bed. And then I may be laughing, but it was a pretty scary dream, I'm laughing for the optics.
That's like a legless human.
A legless human being in my house. So I woke up and in the dream, and then I was like, so based on subconscious again, I woke up in the dream to notice that no, that person there could not be that person because you don't have legs. Then I woke up. But then I woke up in real life. But the difference, the transition from the dream to the waking up was spotless. I couldn't tell the difference. It's like I just was awake and the person was not there any longer. And then I called the person at dawn. I called the person, I was like, this is what I just experienced. Prayed. I'm a bit spiritual, so I sprinkled my holy water around and then I went back to bed peacefully. But I think that thing, I wonder what it could have meant.
Okay, so here
there are two, but you finish this one.
Okay, so you're talking about bed.
Yes.
So bed is a place where we put ourselves into slumber. So a personality in your life that if the person is your mentor, somebody you are aspiring to be like, somebody you think that is able to bring you from wherever you are somewhere, the person is right on where you put yourself into slumber. It means you want to be like me, but you are still sleeping. So if you really want to be like me, you must wake up. You understand? So you know the person you're talking about. So you have to know, is it somebody you look up to, somebody you wish to be like, somebody that you think that is able to, somebody that has so much influence. Okay, the person is telling you that no, you want to be like me, you must wake up because you are still in slumber. So that's the meaning of the dream. So
is it important to remember your dreams?
You must remember all your dreams. If you don't remember your dreams, you are in darkness.
Hey.
Because every dream will be able to guide you. And there's nothing like a good dream or a bad dream.
Okay.
All dreams are good. Because it is not a dream that is going to create a bad scenario for you. It is dream that's alerting you something bad is about happening.
Okay.
So for instance, you dream of having an accident. It's not that because I had a dream of having an accident, I'm going to have an accident. No. You will be having an accident, but your soul is telling you an accident is about to happen, so you have to take care of it. So for me, there's nothing like a bad dream. All dreams is good for you because it will be a guide if you really want to listen to the dream.
But
you have a dream.
No, with what he just said, you know, sometimes you are not asleep, right? Maybe it can just be like a regular, it's more like a vision. You are not sleeping, you are just doing maybe a regular activity, maybe seated
thank
here.
You very much.
And then you just
allow me to cut you because the second one I was about to share was something
similar like that.
And I know this probably happens to us. So in another scenario, I was stiff. I couldn't move. I was very much wide awake. I was actually lying slouched, in a chair, very much wide awake. It was morning, so probably around like 7 a.m. I was somewhere, and it's in an office. And then somebody opened the door, walked into the office. I couldn't turn. I couldn't do anything. I was stiff, stuck.
But you weren't dreaming.
I was very conscious. Too conscious, and I'll tell you what's even scary about this thing. Please, people shouldn't think that I'm some. Listen, I beg you, these are just dreams. Maybe I'd eaten too much the night before, and the person walked in, did whatever person did. I didn't know. Person woke up and walked out, and when the person closed the door, is when I could actually move. I rushed outside, looked outside on the office stairway. There was nobody there. I was scared as hell.
Do you know the person?
No, I didn't see the person.
Yeah, so the whole point is that, like I was telling you,
the person walked by me. I could feel
somebody was
walking by me, but I couldn't move.
You could just see, the whole point is that we have our gross body, we have our subtle body. The same way our subtle body moves when we are sleeping. When we are awake, our subtle body is able to manipulate things. Okay, so what people call vision. You'll be lying down, you're not sleeping, and you're seeing things around. That is considered to be vision. But what you experience is not vision, but a trance. A trance is when your physical body is active, but you're unable to use your physical body. But somehow or the other, you are able to relate to things that happens to you. That is trance.
I was in a trance.
Okay? You were in a trance, so you saw something happening.
Yes, but
very close to you, but you couldn't do anything
about it.
That is a trance. It's not necessarily a vision, it's a trance.
Wow.
Okay. But with the one I was talking about, because this is different. What I meant was sometimes you see, it's sort of like an out of body experience yes. where you're seeing yourself either doing other things or engaging in other activities, or you can just, you have, you hear things, or maybe then you can feel something else that you know that in your physical body you are not feeling that, right? Maybe you can just be there. It's because you mentioned accidents. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes some people will say that, oh, I had a feeling this was going to happen, and then it happened.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
she
what
asked
I
the question of the subconscious and the conscious. That is it.
Okay.
At times when we are very, very observant, or we are very, very close to subtle energies, we are able to make use of the subconscious so much. For instance, somebody calls me, maybe say from the States, and they say, Jnana, I'm at the hospital, maybe I want to give birth, but probably there's some difficulty. So what I do is that I use my subconscious self to go there and make sure that I see the baby coming out of the womb, even though I'll be sitting down here.
Yeah.
That is the usage of the subconscious. So I go there, I see myself entering the body of the person, maybe the baby head is up, I see myself turning the baby like this, and then pulling the baby out of the womb, and I say, okay, give us 15 minutes, you're going to give birth. And you'll be there, just after 15 minutes, the person call you that just give birth. That's the usage of the subconscious self. And we all possess these things.
Is it like your imagination?
It is imagination, not necessarily imagination. How to send your subtle self to places, you can do that with practice. You have to start using your imagination. It gets to a point that it is not just imagination, but you are sending yourself there.
That's the level.
See, let me give an example. There's this great man. He was a very powerful man. So every day, he wakes up in the morning, and before he goes to his altar, you have to go to the riverside, take a shower, come over, prepare food, and he offer the food to his altar before he eats. So one day when he woke up, it was he was late. So he thought, okay, I can't go to the water and come back and prepare the food and all that. So it's going to be very difficult for him. And then the altar service is time bound. You have to do it within a space of time. So as soon as he woke up in the morning, he sat down in meditation. So through his imagination, what do you call it? I call it subconscious mind. He went to the river, he took his bath, he came back to the house, he went to the kitchen, he prepared the sweet rice, he sent it to the altar. So in his mind, he said, okay, this sweet rice might be too hot. Maybe I just brought it from fire.
Wow.
So in the subconscious mind, let me test it and see whether it's hot. He dipped the finger into the sweet rice subconsciously, and physically he saw that his finger was burning. So what I'm saying here is that the person was doing this with a subconscious mind, but it was actually happening. That's why it is said that what you are able to understand in your mind, you're able to manifest it. Because the mind creates, the mind destroys. Anything you're able to comprehend with your mind, you'll be able to manifest it if you want to. So the subconscious and the conscious, everything operates here. So I'm somebody that I really use my mind.
Okay. Because we're wrapping up in a few minutes. We've spent a lot of time on,
and we are still here. We've not gone anywhere.
And I'm sure we have a lot more questions.
The questions are the comments are, there's a lot of questions to ask on socials, but we'll try and touch on some of them. But now let's come to our space. Let's start off with our musicians. They're the corporates, the biggest corporates we can start off with. Music is very powerful. How do I even describe music? It's a powerful thing. It's very powerful, and they say that it's one thing that you can't stop the ears from. You can't prevent the ears from hearing. And music is food for the soul, they say. In our music space, as a psychic and as a person who sees into other realms and believes in certain faiths that a lot of people might water down, do you think that everything we hear coming out from our music space is from honest hearts? I know it might be a tough question. Do you stay away from certain kinds of sounds, certain kind of individuals who are engaged in certain arts and crafts? Maybe that's what I want to say. Would you caution people against certain things?
Yeah.
No, I mean that is the profession of people. You're a musician, you're a musician. So whatever it is you want to do to get your name, to send yourself out there, why not do it? But I will tell you, people do a lot of things before they can get attention of people.
That is where we should hit.
Now, mystically, there are ways and means you can control people. I know some musicians, before probably they come out, they'll say that I have this, my track, and I want to go out with it. So what will be the best time to do it? And then, is there anything you can do for me?
Yeah, so let's positive, negatively.
Yeah,
okay.
So now I look at the person's star, and I say, okay, based on your star, your number is this number. These are the bad the bad stars for you, and these are positive stars. So for this track and maybe the year, you have to go out probably after this time or this month, this very day, and this time. We have auspicious and inauspicious times for some of these things. I remember, is it 2022? There was a powerful gospel musician who is very close to me. So we had a discussion. She wanted to go out there during the Valentine's Day. But when I checked, I said, no, you should wait, go out there after 4th of April. Because when I calculated the whole thing, that would be the best time, the best good zone for her. And that year, she was one of the best. So I was talking...
A Ghanaian?
A Ghanaian. So I was talking to a guy.
Go down and find a
I know you won't mention names.
I was talking to one of the representatives, and he said, this person told me you gave this advice and all that. And truly, she can see she's really going out there. I said, yes. You see, these are mystical things that a lot of people don't understand. The world is controlled by subtle beings. So before you make any move, you should be able to align yourself to the universal energies and make sure that you are not swimming against the current.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something people don't know. There are some musicians out there. They do so well. You listen to their tracks that are, why is this not happening out there? But nobody pays attention to them. You must be able to flow alongside the energies of the universe. Okay? You must not be swimming against the current. Because a lot of guys are so talented, but no one knows them.
Are these energies really real?
They are.
Charlie?
They are real.
Charlie, it's plenty.
They are real.
So how about consistency and people feeling like if I'm consistent and I persevere, at a point I'll get in? Some people have gotten, I mean, we might not want to name names, but I think Kim Paluta will be a great example where he said he's been doing this music thing for 15 years. That's what he said.
But you have somebody who have done about 20 years and a person is still nowhere. You see, the whole point is that we have the auspicious times and inauspicious times. At times, based on our destinies, there are times we are able to shine, and times that probably we have to lay low. We must understand all. Once I listened to Shatawale's interview that he did on GTV, and he said something that he went to his dark zone for about 9 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He has been reading astrology. He said the father gave him an astrological book when he was about 12 years or something, and anytime he travel out there, he buy these books and he read them. You should be able to know your dark zones so that you can maneuver them. See, the whole point is that we need to understand many things. So the question, yes, there are things people do or people can do to help themselves, especially when it comes to music. Music is I love music like anything. If you sit to me in my vehicle, I play music all the time. God actually is a musician. Yeah. God plays a flute. Anybody who tries astral projection, the first thing you hear is sound. And that sound comes from the flute of God. In the Bible, it said that Lucifer was a very powerful musician. Yeah. God himself is a musician. That's why nobody can do away with music. When you are sad, there are some music that will be able to help.
Yeah.
When you are very happy, there are songs that will be able to help you.
Yeah.
When you don't want to even get involved with anybody, there are some kind of tracks that you're able to relate to. Music is the soul of the food. Food of the soul. Yeah. And God is a musician, so I love music so much. But the thing is, whatever profession you have, you should understand the intricacies in that profession. You should know the auspicious times, the inauspicious times. You should know your personality and what you can do and what you're not supposed to do. These are things. I know people that goes to some mystical people, and instead of them to go and do things for themselves, they go there and use things against other musicians. There are some musicians, when you share the same stage with them, you must perform before them, because after they perform, you go to the stage. That will be the end of your career.
Ooh.
I'm telling you. There are musicians like that. They have so much power with them that when they share a stage with you and they perform before you and you go there on that stage, that will be the end of your career. And this is the kind of energy they are using.
And with this power that they have, do they know about it? Is it conscious?
Okay, see, there are people that goes to places. Okay, I want to become powerful, help me. And the person has been helping them.
Okay.
So through the kind of energy that I've been giving them, So it ends up causing problem to other people they might not even know. You know. Right. So these things happens.
Wow.
And there are some footballers, for instance, the jersey number they wear, when they are still alive, anybody that wears jersey, you can't perform. You know, see, some of these things you might not get it, but because I'm a mystic, I'm able to relate to them.
Yeah.
Okay? So people should understand the world is bigger than the way we see it.
Have you been attacked before spiritually? And seen
a lot of it. I mean, we are humans, we go through all this all the time.
I mean, ones that you can very much identify, not that we who face on one.
No, a lot of them. A lot of them.
Sleep and fell out the staircase.
A lot of them. A lot of them. See, there is this one guy, I'll mention his name, he's my very good friend. He's a presenter, Kwame Ntim Ketechi. He's in Germany now. He used to be a presenter at one radio station, Hot FM, those days.
Yes.
So, in fact, he is the one that brought me on the radio. My first time I appeared on radio station, he brought me there. So I see him as my mentor, somebody through whom I became who I am today. So I remember I had some oil that he was having one. So according to him, there's this lady, a very beautiful lady. I don't know whether they were going out, but they were friends. So this lady came to his house. So at that time, he said he was done taking a shower. So normally he rubs the oil. So after rubbing the oil, he rubbed some on the lady, and the lady started shouting, and like something terrible happened in the house. So the lady went out. So he said, after some time, like after some days, they met and said, what was the problem? He said, he didn't know. His whole body was tearing down. He was like, he didn't know what was happening. So now the girl have to relate to this, my friend, that he is having a spiritual marriage, and her own is so real that they tell her, don't sleep with any man and don't try to get any spiritual help. When she tries anything of the sort, they physically attack her. This lady, according to my friend, used to cook for some great men like white people and all that. She would be at the kitchen cooking, and they say, haven't we told you not to be sleeping with people around? And they will push her on the ground. Oof. So it will be like an epilepsy. They will come and carry her to the hospital many times. So when he applied this oil on the lady and that experience happened, the lady said, who gave you that oil? I want to see the man. So I remember a team brought her to me one afternoon, and when I checked, I noticed that truly she was really, really suffering because there were a lot of things on this girl. So we scheduled an auspicious time. So he came with the lady in my prayer room. That was about 15, 20 years ago, not now. So in the room, I had a mystical circle. So I made a circle. I said, the lady standing, because I knew a lot of things would be coming out of her body. So when we started doing our prayers, this girl turned to about 5-7 different kind of forms in that. You know what I'm talking about? Is a human being, a beautiful lady. It takes a point, and it's like a cat. You look at the face and the hands. Kwame Ntim was there. I did it in his presence. I said, you see what we do. But I told him we open the door, because if anything comes out, that thing might go out. After about some time, the lady lied down, and then she was just happy. She was okay. Everything was gone.
Was it an exorcism you're performing?
I have a lot of things that I do. Because something is possessed the body, so you have to let it out. That the following night, I went back to my consultation room the following day. The door was locked. I opened myself. When I went there, I saw a very big vulture in the room.
Jesus.
Okay, this is not someone's story, my own personal story.
How do you live after this?
No. When I went there, in fact, I came out, but later I have to gather courage, and I went in there, and we did.
And the water was still there.
Yes, it was still there. This girl, as I'm talking to you, I am still having her number after many years. She called me Powers Man. That's why the day she calls me, because she knew what she was going through, and according to after that time, she's been okay. So these are some of the attacks, and we face a lot of them, a lot.
Personally, are you not afraid?
Why should I be afraid? No. Fear is not bad. Fear helps us to become more vigilant. So yes, there is fear with me, but I don't allow the fear to overpower me.
To what force do you use to fight these?
Not necessarily a force.
I know they are different.
You yourself must become a force.
Yeah.
You don't need any external powers to become powerful. You have to develop yourself to a point that there is a God within you. So you have to magnify that energy within you. So I wouldn't say maybe when I'm facing difficulties now, I have to invoke some spirit to come forth. I mean, you must advance. You must become a very special person. You should make some advancement. So with that energy that you have acquired from nature, you can use it to deal with some of these things.
Would you say that's the same thing that certain men and women of God use? Because there's a thing I say that I believe that everybody is a man and woman of God.
Sure.
The only difference is that some people actually make strides in focusing on
those
that,
things,
right?
and then they become
experts in that. But everybody
possesses some ability. Everybody
in them.
Everybody, just that some people are higher than some people. But the fact is that everybody possesses some energies that we need to develop it.
Right.
So I don't have any spirit. Even yes, I do invocation and all that. But you as a person, see, if you are being sent to say a prison house where you don't have any rings on, you don't have any amulet on your body, are you able to do something? That is a spiritual person. You should be able to develop to a point that you don't need any external thing to become powerful.
So it's in you.
It's you, yes. Yeah. We call it advancement. For instance, if you take two footballers on the field, say Ronaldo, maybe Messi, and any other ordinary footballer, these guys, it's with them.
Yeah.
They don't need to go and have special boots or special gear. The thing is them. So any dress, any boot they wear, they will be able to perform. So as a mystic person, you must develop. That is why I am a very, very cautious person. Cautious in the sense that you have to develop your own abilities. And there are rules and regulations you should guide yourself against. As a mystical person, there are things that you do that will be able to bring you down, some things that will bring you up. So you should know what to do, what not to do. So you become developed. You might have some powerful rings and things, but without them, you can still do things that.
Are these powerful rings?
Oh yeah, they're beautiful rings.
Powerful and beautiful.
So
you see, stones possesses energies. They possess a lot of vibrations. So if you know stones, you wear stones, and you know it goes with your star. It does help you in many, many ways, but not necessarily be powerful.
All right. Because you mentioned stones.
Wrap that up because we are going to a whole
it's
different
really quick.
space. Okay.
Blue eye. There's this whole
craze.
Yes. About blue eye, it bringing
Protection
luck
and
and then protection and favor and all of that. But now I also think that some people are just doing the fashionable one. So then you really can't tell what the difference is,
that's
right?
True.
How do we identify what the difference is? And beyond the trend about blue eye, whether it's a necklace, it's beads, it's a ring, it's a bracelet, whatever it is it real? And then now the differentiation.
Gemstones are very powerful. Gemstones, they are very, very powerful, especially if you wear a gemstone that goes along with your zodiac sign.
Yeah.
It goes along with your personality. Stones are very powerful. But it's very unfortunate that real stones are so expensive that a lot of people are unable to purchase them. So people take advantage, create something that looks like the real things.
Yeah.
So people wear things and they're just wearing it, just for fashion. Now, but real stones are very powerful. Trust me, they are very powerful.
You have projects you're also, are undertaking or you've undertaken in your community. Let's talk about some of these, developmental projects as well.
Okay.
Very important.
You mean Dumasia, eh?
Yes.
Okay. So people really don't know me as Nkosohene because Jnana, I have been doing all these things for many, many years. I became Nkosohene of Dumasia, I guess, like a year ago. Yeah, so I remember, I come from Dumasia. That's where my parents are. So
please, where is this?
Dumasia is in Bono region.
Bono region.
Yeah, Dumasia is just 7 kilometers away from Sunyani.
Okay.
So I have a very big an NGO. The name is Transformations. We have it on Facebook and almost everywhere. This is the old town. Now we go to Dumasia, it's completely different.
Little London.
So I was using this my NGO to be doing a lot of wonderful things here in Accra, and so I decided, why don't you go to your village also to go and do something? That's when I started going there, giving things to the students. I remember I sent 20 computers to my alma mater, that's my primary school. That's RC. I gave same to Presby, and a lot of things that we were doing. So I remember we were having our 5th anniversary in Kumasi, and the organizer decided, okay, this man has been helping us so much. Why don't we do something in his hometown, just to make him happy? So they went there. They made an arrangement to go and renovate. We have a clinic, an old clinic. So they did a very wonderful thing. I remember when we're having the program, the chief of the town couldn't make it. So he sent the Nifahene to represent him. So during his speech, he said, Nana, all the things you've been doing in town, we've been hearing, I think that we should make you the Nkosohin of Dumusia. But I mean, I didn't take it serious because I am not interested in these things. After some time,
Nkosohin is the
developmental chief.
Okay.
Yes. So after some time, I had message from my family that this is what the traditional council is saying. So I asked my spiritual master that, Master, this is what my people are saying. So what do you think? And he said, what would be the duties of the Nkosohin? I said, okay, just for the development, you liaise with the government in regards to the youth and all that development. So he said, okay, you can become the chief, but go and set example for other chiefs to learn. This is the message my master sent me. I still have the message. I have, started. So the anytime I can go and look at it. So during the coronation, I told them that the chief already has done a lot of things in the town. So I want to complement it by doing many things. So we set 7-year development plan. Mm-hmm. So the first year is 2023. In fact, we were enthroned on the 1st of May 2023. So we said the first year is clean and green. So we have to clean up the whole place and then we have to green up. So we made a group, we call it the Dumusia Nkoso Fan Club. Mm-hmm. We have about 350 members now.
Gee.
Yes. And so we are using the members to do the cleaning and the greening. So we have a whole group that plant the trees, the flowers, and the carpet grass. That's it. We pay them actually. We pay them monthly. Their duty is to go around and planting trees. I personally went there to go and demarcate where we need to plant trees and the kind of trees you have to plant, the flowers and the carpet grass, like that. Then we have to also make sure that we don't litter around. You don't want people to litter means that you have to provide dustbins.
Yeah.
So we provided dustbins. But our dustbins are not the same thing like what the government is providing. I mean, what Zoom Lion is providing. Because with experience, we've come to realize that those dustbins does not last.
Yeah.
These are plastics. It's either it breaks down or people bring the ashes from their houses and they pour it into these containers and it melts. Because they have this feel, people can even send it to their houses, whatever. So we decided to create something based on that experience. So our dustbins cannot be moved. We fix them with concrete into the earth. And also we don't want people to carry their refuse from the house to come and pour it inside. So we have padlocks. We have small space where you can put in you've taken some sake water and you want to drop in some banana or something, like that. And we have people in charge of this. So every day they go around to see that any of the bins that are full, they have to carry them and we pay them. So that's the first year, greening and cleaning. Then the second year is what we call infrastructure development. So that's when we have this police station, we have our backgrounds, we are about starting our e-library and our ICT center. We want to build an AstroTech because we have a lot of football talent in that area. So the police station, while we decided of having the police station, that we want the Dumusia to become a tourist center. And people would like to go to places that is secure. So we need to have the police station. And not just the police station, the whole town is mapped. We started it now where we have cameras everywhere.
Even the cell have washrooms. Even the cell looks good.
Oh, the cell have POP. We have.
Look, it has a washroom.
We have washroom. Yeah.
Even the burglar proof. Like, hey.
Yes. The cell have washroom. We have shower and all that, so that people can only. When you go to cell, doesn't mean that you're a criminal. Anybody at all can go to cell. So we wanted to even put air condition there.
Oh.
But the police said no, it's going to be too luxury. So, but apart from that, all the rooms and all the offices now is fully air conditioned. Okay, so we have the cameras all around the town. The feed will be sent to the police station. So whoever is coming to Dumusia, you know that I'm safe.
Wow.
In case somebody grabs my phone, the police will be able to trace the person.
Wow.
Okay, and then their background, before that, if you go to the Akan lands, every weekend is funeral. Yeah. And what they do is that they will just block roads and be happy. I said, this is not right. If during the funeral, maybe some house here is burning, how do we go and quench the fire? Or maybe somebody is in serious difficulty, the person has to be sent through ambulance to the hospital and the road is blocked. What do we do? So we need to have a place where we can do all the gatherings. That's why we thought of the backgrounds. And not only for public gathering like maybe funerals and then maybe weddings, but also we want to bring all the indigenes together. So a spot where on Fridays we don't go to farm in Dumusia. People can come around. So we have these indoor games like table tennis, snooker and all that around. So people can come over.
Is that it?
And
That's a Deborah ground.
That was the when we were having the program. Wow, I have not seen all these videos.
Wow.
So who took them? Please, you send them to me. I don't have all these pictures and all these videos. Wow. So the Deborah grounds, we have DSTV there. We have 4 televisions in there. So when they are doing all the European games and stuff, people can just go down and watch it. And then latest thing that we have free Wi-Fi in the whole town. Yeah, we've not been able to cover the whole town, but at least we've started with the Starlinks. Everywhere you go, you have access to free internet. Yes. You know, because we want to give people exposure.
There's Starlink in Dumasia.
Oh yeah, it's free. You go there now and see. See, the whole point is that
it is free. Let us hit on that.
Yeah,
it is free.
It's free. Yeah.
So this is the Deborah grounds. Yeah. I mean, it's able to occupy about 2,000, 2,500 people.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And an individual doing all of this.
Yeah. Yes.
How are you able to find?
Yeah, that's the question people ask me all the time. And people think that I'm a very rich man. I'm not a rich man. You know, I'm a leader who have a vision. And I'm committed to that vision. And I think I have the willpower to drive through the vision. So the little resources that we have is what we started with. And like I said before, you know, I have a group called the Transformations,
which I see them very active on social media.
Everywhere I go, they follow me. Everywhere I go in the world, they'll follow me. So I normally seek for support when I say I need about 2,000 bags of cement to, you know, if you go to Dumasia, we've paved all the inner roads. We are not done yet, but
paved.
With paved.
Yeah,
with concrete blocks.
Sorry, did you see
photos?
A photo circulated of a community that was like you think is
yes.
you think you were in Ghana. Yeah, yes. I saw it was circulating.
Yes, and we paved. I bought the machine
clean
to make the blocks, the pavement blocks. We have 20 workers there. Some work from morning 7 to 5 p.m. Then the second batch come from 6 p.m. to the next day. So we make so much blocks and then we will pave it ourselves. We have engineers that will lead us to do that. So we're trying to pave the whole town. And not just the pavement. Every house, every building, we have trees, flowers, and the green carpet grass around it. Every house in the town.
Yes, I saw that picture. Yeah, this one. I saw this
Yes,
picture.
Every house like that, we have it. We have it. So that's
really
the plan.
Impressive.
Yeah,
really impressive.
Accra has competition.
And we have, you see those, those flower pots. You go there now. These are old videos. You see flower pots on all the street everywhere. Flower pots with flowers in there. These are the dustbins.
Wow.
See? These are the dustbins. We have about 200 now for the whole town. Every 20 meters you see a dustbin there. Every 20 meters. Okay. So this is the second year. Industrialization. You know, infrastructure development. Then the third year will be industrialization and the cottage industry, where we want to have cassava processing factory, where we do gari. As I'm speaking now, we have a big farm of cassava. The cassava is like this. So we're hoping that maybe before May 2025, our cassava factory will be ready. We have the farms already. I've already gone to India. I've acquired the machines. Just $8,000. You won't believe it.
For one?
For one set.
Okay.
And it's the only thing you do is that you have to peel the cassava and then just put it in the machine. The machine washes it. It grinds it, it squeezes the water out, it dries it, it fries it, and then it bags it. All together, it's only $8,000.
You went to China?
I'm sure
India, sorry.
Import duties was $10,000.
No, you see the point. So I'm using my NGO for it.
Okay.
So I hope when I get there, we will not spend so much money. It's only $8,000 for this machine. From the beginning to the end, you just drop the cassava and then you take the gari back. And not only that, we also have a lot of cashew around the area. It's very unfortunate that the cashew apple is not used. It's only the seed.
Yes.
So they threw the cashew fruit away. And that alone, you can use it for 117 different products.
Ooh.
That includes ethanol, industrial alcohol, and if you can use it for cake, for pie, and all that. I went to India to go and study all that. So we're making an arrangement to also establish a factory that will deal with that fruit that is being thrown away. And I know it's going to create a lot of employment, and then the farmers there will make money from it.
Yeah.
Okay. And not only that, we've divided the whole town youth into 4. Some will be engaged in doing catfish farming, some will do snake farming, some will do mushroom farming, and then the last group, they will be engaged in doing farming during the dry season. So we go to the forest, the farmland, we dig boreholes there, and then we power it from solar so that they can irrigate the whole place. So during the dry season where tomatoes and gardeners and okras are very expensive, that's the time they will also do their farming. Okay, so that's the next year. We say it is the industrialization and cottage industry. The fourth year will be agricultural development. No, sorry, the industrialization is the cashew factory and then the Gary processing factory. But fourth year is what I call agricultural development. We do the catfish farming, the snake farming, and all that. Then the fifth year is the vocational education. A lot of them are talented, but they couldn't go to school. They don't have any certification. Like all the work we did there within 3 months, we built those two buildings, the police station and then the debug grounds, and all the pavement within 3-4 months. We were using the indigenous boys. We have masons, we have carpenters, steel benders, electricians, and all that. So if we have some building where we can give them certification, then they will be able to file for some of these government projects and all that. So we want to do that in the fifth year. The sixth year is what we call the aged care policy. The whole point is that in Africa, we don't value our old people. People suffer so much. They give so much to society, but when they are old, we don't even pay attention.
True.
So now, all the inner roads are being paved. We are not done with the whole town, but we are on it. We want to provide these wheelchairs for all the old people who are unable to come up because probably their legs are not very functioning. So that at least in the morning, they can move around and see what is happening in the town. And not only that, we plan on building a place where there are people that they were very irresponsible when they were growing up. They don't have children, or maybe their kids are not there. They don't have any family member to take care of them. They are just left there to rot. Such people, we can bring them to the aged care home, where we can get 1 nurse, 2 nurses to take care of them. How much will they eat? At that point, you can't even eat much. Somebody to provide them food till they die. So at least before they die, they have some positive, thinking. They can even pray for us and all that. So that's the 6th year. And that's what I really want to do. The aged care policy. In fact, now as I'm speaking, somebody brought a lot of these features. We are yet to receive them. And I'll go to Dumasi and give to all the old people. Use it. So that at least you can move around. Some of them, they were friends. Maybe 15 years ago. Now they've been indoors for years. So when you bring them out and they come to one place, gather together and probably some party for them, they're able to remember when they used to be young people. And I mean, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
So this is what we want to do. And then the 7th year is the sustainability and the overview of all the other projects that we've done. So we have these 7 years. And we are very meticulous. We are working on it. There are a few things that we didn't even add up. For instance, our clinic is so outmoded. We want to have our own hospital. We have a land already, and the plan is we want to have a hospital there that people can really patronize. Because we have a clinic there, but I don't think it is up to standard the way Dumesuya is moving. And now, like I said, we have free Wi-Fi there just to bring people closer. Somebody was asking me, why do you think this is important? I said, yes. Exposure is so important. All the things you're doing in Dumesuya, there is something even in Ghana you don't find. Do you find in Ghana anywhere that you see the whole place paved? Every house is,
No.
Especially for a community
for
or
trees
a town,
and plants. You don't see it anywhere. So it is not very easy for people to relate to this kind of policy or ideas. But if I have money, I will take all of them to say Dubai or all these places they can go and see that these are doable. These are not things that people are not doing. But I don't have the money to send all of them to Dubai and all these advanced places to see what is there. But when you give them free access on the internet, they are able to have that exposure. Some of them will be watching things and movies and videos, so at least they will have an idea that, okay, these things can be done.
True.
So tomorrow when I say, don't let her around,
You understand?
it is not something difficult to understand because they are seeing this online. That's why we are offering all this free of charge, and it's not very expensive. People don't say that this man is so multi-millionaire. I don't have money. Yes, the installation.
You need money.
I do. Now, in fact, our budget for all the 7 years is only $5 million. From the $5 million now, already the police station is built, the background, we want to have a vocational institute, we want to have a hospital, we want to have a cashew factory, we want to have our cassava factory, paving the whole environment, the Dumasui Eye project, that's why we have cameras all over the place, all to everything. $5 million.
I think we should give Ghana to Jnana. 200 for us.
Because
We'll give Ghana to you.
I don't know.
I was just going to say that I agree with you because the 18 days, that 15 million.
No, we would keep you as a non-politician because there's also a certain illness that comes with politics. So when you get there,
no, personally, I'm not interested in politics. I don't want to go there. No, I don't want to.
No, we
okay,
just give him
just give him the money.
Yes,
we just give him the money.
The money.
Bring the money for me to develop the place that I can
He's
do.
not interested in politics.
I'm being pushed, but I think that we have exhausted a lot. The great conversation with you today.
Yeah.
We have gone way past our limit today, but it is also for a good reason.
Yeah.
And we definitely appreciate the insights and the awakening that you have put in us all today. We've had hundreds of viewers online who have had a lot of conversation. I'm sorry, viewers, we couldn't ask the questions, but there's a lot that we are going to stay woke to in our Gen Z language. We stay woke to it. One of the ones I take home today is let us. It's not let me. Let us. So. We are not in this world alone. We should understand that, and we are so grateful to. There's a lot to learn, but I'm sure I see people sharing numbers and mention transformation. Want to touch on that, and then we can wrap up.
The transformation, like I've said, I'm a master of numbers. So each group is identified by a number. Okay. So you see that they are mentioned transformation 61, transformation 73. Yes, each group have a number, a special number, because we look at the area and the number that goes along with the people there, so that they will be able to evolve. But before we close, I want to say a good morning to my chief. That's Nana Ayebiafo, the second Dumasia chief. And one other thing, people ask me, you are spending so much money. Why are you doing that? We have two openings in this our universe. The first opening is birth. The second opening is death. In between these two, we have only one thing, one important, that's impartation. So I just want to impart the lives of people, not because I'm stupid, I don't know what to do with my money, or maybe I'm done taking care of my family members. No. I feel you have something little, you should have impact in the lives of people. So all that I'm doing, not because I'm looking for anything. If you go to the Dumasia, I don't have a building there. When I visit, I sleep in the hotel for a whole week, 2-3 weeks. The land where I built a police station is my personal land. I bought it many years ago. Where we wanted to build the police station, there were some issues there. So I had to use my personal land to build that. My land was behind where we built the police station. So I had to swap the land with the owner of the first one. I built 2-bedroom self-contained for the person before we built this police station. Wow. And not because I'm stupid. I just want to have impartations in the lives of people. After one day, I will die. How many houses can I have? I can sleep in one house at night.
One bed.
So, yes, I have 100 houses, I have 200,000 houses. Yes, it's very important. But ask yourself, are you having impartation in the life of people? You will die and go. At least because of you, some people should smile. Yeah. It's not just giving food, though. You should be able to build people up. Like I said, with this internet we're having, the next plan is we want to have 50 laptops where I have people out there who are very good with ICT so that they can teach the youths of Dumasia cybersecurity. Free internet is there. So we have some personnel who can teach free of charge. I don't have money to pay them. Then 50 people come over, sit down, learn. Within, the person said within 6 weeks, they can become masters with it.
Exactly.
So they will be in the villages, but they can even work online and they will receive some pay. Impartation, say.
The power of the internet, Nana. Thank you so very much. I know there's a lot to talk. There's a lot we want to talk about, but time wouldn't permit us. Thank you so much. On that note, you've made our Friday a Friday worth going home to go and think again about purpose. Another thing that we didn't discuss, but we'll come there later on another day. About the reason why you were born. Do you know why you were born? Have you found out the reason why you were born and what you're supposed to do? Have you done it? The clock is ticking. Thank you very much.
God bless you, say.
God bless you.
Culture Daily was brought to you by Telecel.